See, we got the shows you want to see on the phone now. Be happy, cause be cheer than LA Law. The best vice squad you ever saw on the phone now.
So you can be happy. Welcome back to the 1988 King Orange Bowl Jamboree Parade here on Channel 4. With me tonight, Sandy Duncan. How are you this evening? Also, Susan Lickman from News 4 is here.
Who shared my makeup? It was do-it-yourself. You look marvelous, darling. It was a do-it-yourself job, folks. What can we say? Now, Susan's here to give us a new perspective on this whole switch business.
That's right. You know, it is obvious that this is a tremendous night for NBC, for Channel 4, and also for all of the viewers in South Florida. Now, you have been seeing the promotions for weeks, but there are a lot of people who have lived this switch, breathed this switch for months. When the big network switch happens officially in the wee hours of tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. to be exact, you don't have to worry. Be happy, because all of the worrying has already been done. For several months, people at all the South Florida TV stations have been worrying about how to explain it all.
NBC's moving to Channel 4. Does that mean I have to help them move? Pretty soon, NBC, who never talks to me before, is going to call up and go, can you help us move? It's a really short job. And then you got to bring cartons over to the house.
If only it were that easy. First, there were these announcements. Channel 4 promotions director Linda Button and her staff had to worry about getting all of us and all those NBC stars in one place at one time and all dressed up at that so they could be made. Not to mention talking megastar Bobby McFerrin into singing our own new words to his most famous hit song.
Cause NBC is TVJ, that's for now.
Then there are the things you might not think of. At Rose Printing Company in Hialeah, workers were turning out billboard sheets and bus posters as fast as they could. Don't worry, be happy. In fact, for a while there, Rose Printing had all the business it could handle, turning out not only Channel 4 billboards, but others for other stations, explaining what they'll be showing after the switch. And peacock feathers are sprouting in other places. Mirror Poster Company worked overtime printing decals that turn News 4 live vans and our new Skycom satellite and video production truck into moving billboards. For people who still have questions, just call 1-800-448-WTVJ. Special operators are on duty to explain the program changes personally.
WTVJ asks for, may I help you?
You know, and all next week at 7:30, you're going to have special programs to help you even more. You'll get to meet a lot of the NBC stars on screen and behind the scenes. I've got to leave you guys now because I have to go get on float.
Okay, we got to toss to Ilana, too. She's
Ileana
going
Bravo.
to host the party. So
Yes, John Hamburg and I are going to the Freedom Tower to host the party, and we're going to be cutting in all night long, so we hope that you'll join us.
Okay, Ilana, take it away
Go
down
ahead.
there.
Oh, thank you very much, Sandy and Cliff and all you guys. And standing right here with me is a big surprise, Richard Dysart of LA Law. As you, of course, know, he is Leland Mackenzie on LA Law. Welcome.
Hi, Lana. Pleasure to be with you.
It's so nice to see you tonight. He's here to help us let everyone know that now LA Law is going to be on Channel 4. You know that we are now NBC. And to help make tonight's star-studded gala even more fantastic. So again, welcome. And I want you to tell us a little bit about what's going to happen tonight.
Well, thanks, Ilana. And I'm glad to be here on this very special night for South Florida. We have the King Orange Jamboree Parade, which is going to be spectacular. And we have the big Switch to NBC party to celebrate Channel 4's move to the network of LA Law.
Well, of course, speaking of LA Law, Thursday is one of the favorite nights of the lineup, and I know it's clearly one of mine. So if you don't mind, why don't you run down the list of some of the other NBC shows that everyone now can see on Channel 4?
Oh, fine. It would be my pleasure. Starting at 8 o'clock, The Cosby Show with brand new scripts, brand new episodes. And then at 8:30, It's a Different World. And the gang at Cheers makes a stop by Channel 4 at 9, followed at 9:30 by Dear John, and then, of course, the grand finale, my favorite show, LA Law.
And we can't wait to see what some of the juicy new episodes have to hold. Well, anyway, you know, LA Law, of course, has the wackier side of the legal profession. And we have our own doctor of whack, our own John Holden, who is checking out some peacocks. John?
Well, you know, Ileana, I thought I would bring out the finest feathers I have for this parade. Also, I thought I'd dress up in the finest tux, too, but I didn't want to ruffle too many feathers, but I'm standing here in the middle of the street waiting for all the floats to come by. In fact, they should be coming by, look through my feathers here any second. 33 of them, and especially important to one person who's going to be watching this parade. In fact, it's the man who's been building these floats for, well, year after year. Floats have been a part of this parade's history for 53 years. Why, even when television was only black and white, we still knew each King Orange Jamboree float was ablaze with color, and no one knows that better than Bill Westbury. He's been building its floats since nearly day one.
My job then was electrician, and I just went one float to the next to wire the floats. And they called me Sparky because I made the sparks fly.
Of course, floats back then were much more simple. Nowadays, you could never buy a used Cadillac, wrap it in chicken wire, and call it a float.
In the old days, we used to light the floats with just a torch. As the floats would go down the street, we had Boy Scouts carrying lighted torches for lights. But we're talking 50 years ago now.
But today, float building means 12 full months of creative planning and production.